We're supposed to be going back to school today, but we had a huge storm this weekend, and so they told us to stay home because the roads are flooded. I have my coworker with me today. She's about as awake as I am right now. We're just gonna cuddle and answer some emails, maybe. All right, let's get to work. So it's only been about an hour and we're already stopping for breakfast because that's just the way it is. I've only been able to get about 2 or 3 emails answered and just taking a look at my grade book, and then we're just we're stopping for some breakfast. So we'll get back to it in a second. The girl in this book at the beginning hates her mom because her parents broke up, right? Mm-hmm. She spends like 2 chapters complaining about her mom and her brother, mm-hmm. and just being straight mean to them for like no reason. And then her mom's like an ex-Marine, and the EMP hits and they have no electronics, right? Mm-hmm. And her mom's just like a straight up badass. And this girl instantly flips the switch from going to annoying teenage girl who hates her mom and her family to Katniss Everdeen, like in a page. And with only one fleeting line of her being like, isn't it funny how 2 weeks ago I didn't want to be anywhere near my mom and now I can't be away from her. That's it. That's the only line we get. Yeah. And like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Okay, so I actually am going into work today. I dressed up and everything. I don't know how the roads are, so we're gonna see how this goes. I gotta drop off Freya at daycare, and then I have to go to a dentist appointment before I go to work, so we'll see if I can make it. Okay, we dropped off my girl at daycare, and now I have to go to my dentist appointment, which is across town. We're gonna see if I can make it across town with minimal, what's the word, blockage, flooding, I don't know, we're gonna find out. But first, I do want to make sure I talk to you about what I've been reading, because yesterday, our neighborhood fared pretty well yesterday, just a few downed branches. Our like lake area was pretty high. I didn't get to see it yesterday, so I don't know if that was like the highest that it got, but it looked like we were doing okay. It looked like our neighborhood was kind of like doing all right. I was at home on Zoom meetings, which wasn't bad. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't like too bad. It reminded me of COVID a little bit, but I have been reading. I decided to read some of the library books that I picked up because I did really want to read them, and I think they're quick reads. I haven't made like a stack for August because I know that my time for reading is going to be limited, and I'm fully aware that like it may carry on, like I may just like be continuously reading these books until the end of the year. But here's my August TBR, I guess you could say. So first, let's start with what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and I'm listening to it on audio, and I have the paperback, and I'm annotating because there's just so much in it that's so good, like so well written. She has such amazing writing style, and I should have known, right? I should have known that Adichie has this amazing writing style because I had read We Should All Be Feminists and I read The Visit, which were just spectacular. She just has this amazing mind that I just love. And Americana, I was intimidated by at first when I first got it and I heard about it. I was intimidated, but I don't know why, because like it was fascinating. We're following two Nigerians who one immigrates to America and one immigrates to Britain, and they are basically like high school sweethearts. They have this like, it's kind of depicted as like this like true fated love, this yearning for each other, but when she goes off to America, they lose touch and aren't able to reconnect until years later. And so we know at the beginning of the story that she is going back to Nigeria to see him and try to reconnect with him. And then the rest of the book is what happened leading up to her and him going back to Nigeria. So it is a lot about culture, it's a lot about race, and how that has affected their lives and their relationship with each other, which is just absolutely fascinating. She is such an amazing writer. The other book that I was reading yesterday that I was like really hooked into, I was kind of excited about it. And it is honestly a huge disappointment. I DNF'd it yesterday. I got about 40% of the way through, and I sat there with myself thinking I could push on and finish this, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. I think I'm still going to have a negative opinion about it. And that is Fourth Dimension by Eric Walters. I read and loved his Rule of Three series, which is about basically an EMP attack, and anything with a computer chip breaks or shuts down. It doesn't work. Computers, cars, cell phones, every electronic device that has a computer chip. So like old cars work and old TVs work, or generators might still work, but if it was new and it has a computer chip, it doesn't work. So it's a fascinating series. I loved it. It's really I feel like game theory in a fictional story. He does always go into detail about like survival and how exactly the techniques and tips that he used to like survive. So I love it. I love the Rule of Three series. Despite some of my criticisms, I still really enjoyed that series. So I was really excited to pick up Fourth Dimension, which is a spin-off of the Rule of Three series. Well, let me tell you, I was already a little hesitant about the story when it started. It's, instead of from a teenage boy's perspective, we are looking at it from a teenage girl's perspective. And I'm gonna say it. Eric Walters, don't write from a teenage girl's perspective ever again. Don't do it, okay? You can't do it, okay? It wasn't good. Which, I mean, I was like reserved. I was like, okay, I can reserve my judgment on that. But then I got 40% of the way through, and she literally does this thing where she judges all of the girls around her, judges all of them and their names, and then says, oh, well, I don't really, I'm not friends with girls anyway. I'm friends with boys, and I'm not that kind of girl. And I just was like, this is stupid. This is stupid and completely unnecessary. Like, you could have just taken it out. Like, I didn't have to give her a character at all. You could have just made her a cardboard cutout, and I would have been fine. I'm so disappointed in that book. It kills me. Anyway, so I DNF'd it. Get it out of here. But I do have another book from the library that I picked up, which I'm really excited about. I started reading it last night, and that is Annie Bot. And I can't remember the name of the author right now. and it is 18 and up only. Okay, it's a restricted book for sure, because it is about a sentient AI. She's a robot, and she has an AI. She's what is known as a cuddle bunny, and her sole purpose is to cuddle her owner. But she's sentient AI, so she's like learning, right? And so she's kind of going through these tasks and experiences and trying to learn how to deal with them. Why am I not allowed to go straight? Of course I'm allowed to go straight. Maybe I do need to kind of pay attention instead of talking about books right now. So I'm reading that. I'm really enjoying it. I actually was kind of nervous at first that I was gonna feel bad about it, but I didn't, and I'm like excited to read it. I'm getting into it really well. But it is 18 and up for sure. What are the other books that I'm on my TBR for August? Okay, so then I picked up The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, and I've heard really good things about this. People who said they liked Babel liked Atlas 6, so I feel like that's a good like crossover. I loved Babel, so I think I'm gonna like Atlas 6. And then what's the other book? Is there another book I got from the library? Oh yeah, I got, what's it called? Under the Harrow? Is that the title of it? But it's by Mark Dunn. Oh yeah, now I see. Am I gonna be able to get through here? This is really flooded. Oh my gosh, this is so flooded. I'm gonna be able to get through. I am the smallest car. Oh, there's a car. There's a car trapped in the water. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but that is wild. That whole street is flooded. Oh my God. I should have taken the highway. It's okay. It's okay. This is fun. Isn't this a fun little vlog? Aren't you enjoying yourself? That was wild. I hope I'm gonna be able to go down this next street and not run into flooding. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Under the Harrow, I think that's what it's called. It's by Mark Dunn, and Mark Dunn wrote one of my favorite books called Ella Minnow P, which is about a community that has this sign, the quick brown front fox jumps over the lazy dog, and one of the letters from that sign falls, and they determine that because that happened, it's a sign that they are not allowed to use that word or that letter anymore, right? And so then more letters from the sign start falling, and so the people of the town are like, well, I guess we can't use those letters anymore either in the alphabet. And it gets wild, and I absolutely was here for it. I loved every second of it. That was Ella Minnow P by Mark Dunn, and so that hooked me into Mark Dunn. I'm so excited to read Under the Harrow, if that's what it's called. I'm certain that I'm saying the title of the book wrong, but it is also on my TBR from the library. What else? I think that was it from the library, and then I have 2 other books that I'm trying to read as a part of one of like my challenges, and that is Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood, which I think is a YA like novel, or at least has a young adult protagonist. And I think she's like, I think someone in her family dies, like her grandmother or her mom, and they leave her this like magical totem that like gives her powers, I think. I'm super excited. I love Margaret Atwood, so I'm really excited to read Cat's Eye. And then the last one that I have that I've had on my TBR for probably since the beginning of the year, and that is The End and Other Beginnings by Veronica Roth. It's a short story collection, which is probably why I have not jumped into it immediately, just because I'm like kind of wanting like a longer story. But that's my TBR. That's August's TBR. We'll see if I can get through all of that. I've scheduled some time, because if I don't schedule it, it won't happen. I've scheduled some time for reading this month, so hopefully I'll still be able to get through that. Obviously, my main priority is getting back to school and starting school again. But I'm still hoping that at least I'll be able to finish my TBR. I also have 2 more musicals that I did not finish yet. And I still have some time before the kids come back. And I don't even know if I'm going to use them in my curriculum, but Sound of Music and A Chorus Line I haven't read on my musical TBR. I'm maybe holding off on those until a later date, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it. That's my TBR for August, and I'm almost to my dentist's office. So I will see you in the classroom because that's where I'm going to go after my dentist appointment. Yay! Okay, bye. Okay, got my teeth cleaned. I really need to stop drinking so much coffee. But will I? Okay, I'm just back in my room now because we did all of our meetings and our lunch and stuff, and I have to show you this. It's the second book. This is the second book to Shoals. I got it. I got it. I'm so excited. Hi. My desk looks fun. Look at that. Look at that awesome desk. So much stuff. But I'm gonna get it done. I need to go upstairs to go talk to some people. Let's go. Let's go to my classroom. Wow, it looks so good. I did not get anything done today. My desk still looks the same. Has all the same stuff on it that it did earlier. So we just had a bunch of meetings today. My brain is a little bit fried right now. It's 4 o'clock. So I think I'm gonna go home and rest. And I'll be back tomorrow to try and get all this stuff off my desk and actually tackle some of my to-do list. Okay, see you tomorrow. What a morning. What a morning. We're just still, we're still working out the kinks of our morning routine. Brought an extra coffee today so I don't die like I did yesterday, and I brought a bottle of water. I've got a lot to do today. So let's take this little one to daycare and let's get going. Look, I love my job. I love my job, but I hate my commute. I hate commuting, and I don't even have that bad of a commute. I think with taking Freya to daycare, I think I have like 30 minutes of commute time, but in the last 10 minutes of this commute, I have seen 5 people just act like straight idiots on the road. Hate commuting. It's the worst invention of humankind, and I know that it's bad for my health. And sometimes the only thing that gets me through my commute is listening to an audiobook. And then sometimes I can't listen to an audiobook because I'm so distracted by how crappy drivers are on the road. Okay, I do have to talk real quick about Annie Bot though. I read, I think like 50 more pages last night right before I went to bed. I was really, really tired and I really, really wanted to keep reading, but I had to go to bed. And this book is so good. I really want to read it with a book club because I feel like this is one of those books where people are going to have so many opinions and like it's just going to spark so much discussion. We have a lot to get to today. We have a lot of work to do because orientation's tomorrow and I have not set up my room or my bulletin board. So that is the goal for this morning before we go to the like team building thing at 10. So hopefully I can make it to school and get it done. Okay, so I've got, the lights aren't on in here, it's a little dark, but I've got all of my stuff set up on the bulletin board, but it kind of looks a little plain. So I'm gonna put these stars that I cut off from like border, I'm gonna put those up, like around. Here is the final product. I feel like that looks so good. Okay, so now my goal is to print off everything for orientation tomorrow, and then I'll be done. And we have like 45 minutes before we have to go, so I feel like we're gonna get this done today. So they switched out our computers, which is fine. I'm fine with this new computer, except for the fact that nothing's logged in. I just tried to log into my mail on my new computer and it's not working, so I have to use my laptop, and also my mouse that I used on my old computer is missing its little USB connector, so I can't actually use it on anything anymore, and I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's still in my old computer or if it's like lost to the universe. This day has kind of been a cluster, so I'm really actually looking forward to like not trying to do work in like an hour. We'll see. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Classroom set up pretty much for tomorrow, and I have a doctor's appointment, so I have to go, and I got done some things today, but I feel like I was not as productive as I needed to be, which, you know, I feel like that happens every year. It happens every year. It's just kind of like the nature of things. It's not being productive during this week, even though I really want to be. It doesn't matter how much I work over the summer, there's still more to be done. So I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna be back here at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and we're gonna kick off orientation. It's orientation day, and I got a late start today, which is not good. So I'm gonna be like really cutting it close this morning. I hope I can make it there on time. Traffic does not look good. And I hope I don't run into too much issues. I'm kind of nervous. Why am I so nervous right now? Okay, see you at orientation. Hey, welcome back.
I didn't think about it. I was like, oh, I should have dropped this stuff off.
Oh yes, the supplies for the morning. Perfect, thank you so much. There's nothing else. Hello. Hi, I'm Miss Hanley. What's your name? Right, we're together for 9 weeks, but then.
So you know Christmas girl. Or block band or anything like that?
Yes, the only one I stopped at is Holland's room. I think I finally figured out my morning routine, and this might surprise you, but the trick is actually just leaving earlier. Wow. Although I do feel like I'm missing something. I got the kid, got my keys, got my food. I don't know, still feels like I'm missing something. It's the last day of the week, by the way. Only took me an entire week to figure out how to get my commute to work out. Yesterday was absolutely nuts. Can we just all agree? But it was well. It was good. It was a good orientation. I actually feel really positive. I did not have any moments of like anxiety of like, oh no, this is not going to work out, you know? There was one moment when a whole bunch of boys came into my room and jumped on my stage, and then I was like, do you have this class? And they were like, no. And then one of them was like, can I do something on the stage? And I was like, no. Please leave. And then they called me feisty. Teaching middle school, what a job this is. Okay, so I finished Annibot last night. I loved it. I'm giving it 4.5 stars, I think. But it was really good. It was a really interesting, fast-paced little novel. I really want to do a book club about it. I like just to talk with people about it because I feel like it is one of those books that can get people talking. I'm almost done with Americana. I'm listening to it still. Honestly, I had to stop listening to it on a part of my commute because I was just getting so infuriated with traffic. Hopefully today that doesn't happen. Although, to be quite frank with you, the traffic in our town is just going to get worse as time goes on. All right, let's get this day done. This school starts next week. Oh my God. Ah! Hi. I forgot to record myself leaving my classroom today. I was honestly so tired. I'm tired in an emotional way because I'm like anxious for the school year to start and a little nervous, but I think it's, everything's going to be great. My room looks great. I can't be more pleased with it. Yeah. Orientation. I'm so excited about the students that I got to meet. And I don't know how else to end this off, other than the fact that it's going to be a good year. I think it's going to be a good year. Yeah, I'm going to go start my Friday. I am going to go read and chill and not think about work until Monday morning when I have to, hopefully. Okay, that's it. Happy first week of school. Here we go.